Hang out with me, we getting set up. Just hang out with me, y'all. We getting set up right now. You know, setting up the situation. And what today's subject is, the topic or whatever you want to call it. Basically, we're gonna be talking about being black ain't enough, and having melanin ain't it. That's not what's gonna save you. You think because you black and all this talk about being black, it's listen. Pride and inspiration will not save you. It's just what it sounds like. Pride and inspiration. You're proud to be inspired to do what? Keep being the same foolish human that you have been always since you came here. Okay? I thought by now a lot of people who claim to be walking in this direction, we all walk in this direction, no matter what the pace of it is. But I thought we'd be over this need for validation of your existence when this is not the place to be. So hang out with me. I'm getting everything set up now. And as y'all know, black people be late. That's what you can count on. You got 5 fingers. Well, some people say 4 fingers and a thumb. Shout out to those people. You know what I'm talking about? But you know what I'm talking about? But listen, just being black ain't it. And if you came in here with your feelings on your sleeve and all that, that's fine. Just chill out, get you some popcorn, get you some water, get you some soup, get you a blanket, chill out, because niggas be talking every day, B, for real. But hang out with me though, I got you. Don't worry about it, I got you. We just setting this shit up right now. That ought to do it for right there, for that situation. That situation. Let me see here. We're gonna put this particular live. Right off in the corner right there. In this particular situation, up top right here. So all my peoples up top, let me hear you. Straight up. And maybe down too, depending on, how we feel today. Make sure y'all got that chakra water with you because we finna speed up the polarities. And I don't have the normal elaborate setup because we're going to discuss the lower chakras, but we're mainly going to be focusing on the heart, the throat, the pineal gland, and the crown chakra because that's where you should be ready. First off, if you're dealing with the throat, the third eye, and the crown, you should be dealing with that from the heart chakra. That's the motherfucker that's gonna tell you, the world, and everybody else you lying to. Let me get this podcast thing going on. Oh yeah, this is an audio-visual podcast for Spotify for podcasters. So the YouTube Live is a part of the Spotify for podcasters. The YouTube Live that I'm doing right now on Spotify for podcasters, that's a part of it. So this YouTube feed, that's the visual to the audio for this Spotify for podcasters. Spotify for podcasters, the way to get your podcast out there to the world. Download the app, get your podcast started. I had to do that right there to get me out there to the peoples so more peoples can get there and, I can get that sponsorship or whatever so we can get this little bread or whatever. But that ain't important. What's important is y'all showed y'all black asses up today to get this motherfucking work. That's what I'm talking about. And we gonna get into this shit because a lot of people think that just being black and having melanin, dark skin, light skin, and then some of y'all be tripping on the dark skinned people, and some of y'all dark skinned niggas be tripping on the light skinned niggas. You feel what I'm saying? Don't start talking to me about Willie Lynch. Oh, it's the Willie Lynch, bro. It's the Willie Lynch, bro. I want to hear that shit. Who the fuck? Listen, whether Willie Lynch was real or not, guess what you doing? You doing Willie Lynch shit, and it ain't necessarily always got to be dark skin versus light skin shit. When I say dark skin, people be tripping on the light skin people, because let's go here. Women say light skinned niggas is crazy. They out their mind, they this, that, and the other. But aren't they in the human body? And let's clarify this right now. For all other people in the room, I'm not saying that with no type of malice, exclusion, or nothing. This ain't got nothing to do with no Black Klan rally, hate speech, none of that. So you in the wrong place if you looking for something to get your channel popping, like, ooh, I found something I can make controversy. Nah, motherfucker. This ain't that. Sit back, enjoy the lesson like everybody else. We all benefit from this shit. Because guess what? What y'all gonna find out is the very people who y'all be saying, oh, that's white people stuff. They'll tell you, foolish mule, foolish human. That's y'all shit. We just using it to get along in the world. Know that, Negro. So, they say light-skinned niggas is crazy, they be tweaking, this, that, and the other, all this other old crazy shit. And then you got light-skinned people talking about, you dark, and blah, blah, blah. And then they get in front of their little groups or whatever, and they start talking about how black people need to come together. Or some of them just don't give a shit what you do. If you fell off the side of a motherfucking milk truck right in front of them, the most you might get is somebody going in your pockets. Or they might say, look at that motherfucker laying out in the street. Without even thinking about, like, goddamn, look at that motherfucker laying out in the street. Being black ain't gonna help your ass. Because when you die, ain't no black people around. It's just all energy. And your ass don't know what to do because you down here talking about I'm black, I'm popping, black don't crack. You don't even know why black don't crack. Don't tell me because we got melanin. Don't tell me because we the sun people. And let me clarify this. At the risk of sounding regurgitative, at the risk of that, I will continue on. But no, I don't have to regurgitate and steal nobody's information because I've done the same type of research. We are all, me, Bobby Hemmett, Delbert Blair, Brother Panic, Sister Myra Moss, Sister Khadijah, all of us and everybody, not just us, everybody, Brother C. Freeman L., everybody, Phil Valentine, Rod Hayes, all of us and all of you who join us in doing this research. And just because you haven't done this research and this is new to you, we not excluding you. All I'm saying is wherever you at right now, don't get stuck there thinking that that's all it is and everything else is crazy except for what you think you know now. Just like I said before, it's not to harp on the individual, but the young lady called in to the radio show where Infodici was on the radio show talking. They was doing their little thing and whatever. Well, I ain't gonna say little thing. They was doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Breaking forth the information, breaking down this reality. And the lady called in and say, the only book black people need to read is the Bible. And again, it's not to, we not here stomping on nobody's religion. So if you're sensitive about your religion or whatever it is, and you feel like that, that's the only thing we need to be doing. My question to you is, why are you here? God didn't put you here to be going around to other people's channels and other people's chat rooms or whatever just to stir up mischief. Because when you in your church, they tell you, stay away from them, leave them alone. But then they also tell you to go out in the highways and the byways. But yet, you know, they throw up all of this confusion with it versus leave them alone in a manner in which we ain't worth saving. Then it's like, okay, go out there to them because then they need that money because revenue is falling. Let's keep that real. But we're not here to harp on that and dwell on that. So she said the only book black people need to be reading is the Bible. So Infodici asked her, excuse me, sister, all due respect, what do you do for a living? And he was making a point. She said, I'm a nurse practitioner. The final stage in which you need to be to become a certified, the nurse that everybody loved to brag about being, she was that type of nurse. She was that. And he said, okay, cool, got you. And he wasn't doing this to try to break her down, tear her down, demean her, none of that. Because he said exclusively out his mouth, he said all those major universities, he attended all of them. And he's from Tanzania. By the way, he's from Tanzania by way of New York, I believe. But he said, I was in all those universities. And the stuff that he be teaching, he said, ain't none of it being taught there. So he asked her, what's your profession? She said, she's a nurse, a full practicing nurse. Only way she would have to go back to school for being a nurse is if they upgraded that field and they said all the nurses in every class gotta go back and recertify. So he said, okay, cool. When you was going to school to be a nurse, did you get all the training and information you needed from the Bible? Did you learn how to do blood work, billing, coding, and everything else that is to be a nurse? And you know how black people is when they get put on the spot. Because we so busy, once you get your few dollars, now everybody else is subjugated. Because you looking like, what you doing up in here? It's like one of my partners, I'm gonna stay on that, but let me give you this. One of my partners, he goes to a church here in, well, he don't go to it. He went to this church here in Chicago. And just because he had on jeans, he was dressed down, as they say. Them people came to him and said, "Excuse me, may I help you?" While the service was going on. Basically, and ultimately, they asked him to leave. Now, again, this is not to blanket all churches. We don't need people to say, "Well, my church ain't like that." Good for you. Kudos for you. And continue the good work. Hopefully you'll get down to the great work. Not saying that because you're doing the good work that there's a separation and that, oh, you got a long way to go. Oh, that's cute, you're doing that. No, this is not what that is. It's called levels of understanding. Before you learn quantum physics, you got to learn addition and subtraction. Bottom line. And without addition and subtraction, there is no quantum physics. So you got to learn algebra. You got to learn algebra before you learn calculus. No algebra, no calculus. No 1 + 1, no 2 take away 1, or 2 - 1. No 2 + 2, no 8 × 7, no calculus, trigonometry, and all the other forms of math. No conceptual geometry, no none of that. You get none of that. So, no crawling, no walking. No sex, no birth. So, he asked her, did you get all of that stuff from reading the Bible? And she came around and said no. So, how could you possibly say, and then she tried to defend it a little bit, but then, she came around, and hopefully that was a growing and learning experience. Not something to say, oh, because you're a doctor, you a sellout, you a trader, you a this, that, and the other. No. That's as foolish as saying black people were the first open heart surgeons. The black people were the first open heart surgeons, and then you turn around and say the first black open heart surgeon in Virginia. Don't give me no, they talking about in this context is racist and they this, that, and the other. I wouldn't give a goddamn if this planet was full of all white people and 15 million black people was the only ones left, and they all knew that black people started this whole reality period, and everything that you can talk about in it came from them, because black people came here and boom, everything got to popping because we was always here. It's called the vibratory rate fell and we became physical. That's the thing you need to get into. But anyway, I wouldn't care if it was just like I just said, only 15 million black people left. It would still be foolish to say that black people were the first open heart surgeons. They brought that science to our existence. But yet, in the state of Virginia, we have the first black practicing open heart surgeon. Just like you would say, the first black female president of Spelman College. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Spelman College a black woman's college? A women's college? And if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it a non-co-ed? Or has it become co-ed? Or has it always been co-ed? But I remember Spelman being a black women's, matter of fact, a historical black women's university. But there was just recently an article printed that Spelman, in the history of the college, has his first black female president. I'd have told him, take that award and shove it up your ass. Excuse my language. I'd have told them, shove that shit up your ass. And here's why. First off, first, if this is a historical black women's university, I don't care what type of argument you try to present. The words first black female president of the university, not no, they switched it up. 1 year was a man, or if they, let's say they had a 4-year term. The first 4 years, it was a woman, then they switched it up to a man, woman went, they bounced it back and forth. So it wouldn't seem like, we just need our own little club away from you. Because you know what they do? Good hair, bad hair in these universities. Know that, nigga. Good hair, bad hair in these universities. And if you still one of them, it's 2024. We still on that. Why you still got your black ass up in here? Keep living life. It's going good for you. But just remember, you're going to keep bumping into that same man or that same woman, whatever your flavor is. Because see, it's only going good for you because you think you free and spending money. Till somebody walk up on you and say, you gonna finish the rest of that? You spend some change? Or you see a woman out there with her kids. Excuse me, can you help us out? And then good hair, bad hair kicks in on your ass. So being black ain't it. Am I here saying it's shameful to be black? That depends on how you see yourself and how you see your reflection looking back at you. And who is your reflection looking back at you? When you go outside and you see black people abroad in all walks of life and wherever they come from. Understand that, my nigga. And if the word nigga offends you, let me drop some signs on you about the word nigga. Saw nigga, negrutu, the negroid, the negress, the negus. All of those words are alchemical terms for activation and transformation. Okay? I've been telling y'all about the negrutu forever. So if you're looking for a way to, debate and all of that, I don't debate people. And then if you was to happen to somehow get me into one, guess what? I'm gonna go with what Dr. Ben said. I only debate my equals. Not somebody who walking up to my, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Just the way you said that, I know this is going to be a very huge waste of time for you because I'm going to walk away. Don't follow me. Not saying like, if you follow me, I'm going to do something to you. No, I'm just saying, don't follow me. Don't come trying to press what you think I'm lying about because I know you ain't got nothing behind that. Because if you really had something behind that, you would lead off with what you think I need to go back to research. And then now maybe then I might entertain that. Not saying that if I do or I don't, you're beneath me or because I started my journey on this level and started the research, doing this, that, and the other and discovered this, like, I can't learn from nobody. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just not going to debate what I've already proven to myself, which is the only person. Why am I doing this? Sharing what I know so you can start proving stuff to yourself beyond just saying, I'm popping in the sun, I'm black. Melanin, there's a such thing called melanin magic. You know how they be saying it in these videos? Add that term to your vocabulary. Melanin magic. Black magic. The black woman, black man's mind. Which later on became the black man, black woman's magic. But first it was just the black man, black woman, the black woman, black man's mind. And who came first, the man or the woman? Simultaneously, who walked on this earth first? From certain evidences, is the woman walked here first, but black man and black woman came into existence simultaneously. Why? Because the masculine is the feminine. It's what you would call, quote unquote, the aggressive side of the feminine. You got the giving and the receiving, the plus and the minus. That is what you call a short-term explanation of the dual nature of what's known as the androgynous being, which is a child of the Great Mother. So it's all feminine in nature, not a metaphor, not with genitals. Take the genitals out. Now, here's a good brother y'all need to be looking up. His name is Savon Bomar. SAVON BOMAR. Savon Bomar. Just go to YouTube and look up Savon Bomar. I don't get no money for promoting that brother. Nor would I even ask for any money to promote that brother. Why? Because y'all need to have that. And why in the hell should you be paying me? Not that you're going to stumble upon it anyway, or that you can go find it out. No, it's called, I'm not going to charge you for that particular thing. But it's some things I am going to charge you for. That one ain't one of them. Being black is not it. Sorry. Your beautiful black skin houses the worst thing ever. Why? Because, use my lesson. I thank God for putting you in my life. Because I learn to be stronger because of you. And every chance you get, you go to poetry slams, making poetry about this woman or this man, or whoever you decide to be with. You making songs about them. You can't wait to get in gossip circles and talk about it. Y'all talking about y'all exes over here? Making Facebook posts, Instagram posts, making memes. Now it's all about how much money you got. Do a woman really need a man? Now, it's okay if you don't want children. It's okay if you don't want children. I understand that. I'm not speaking out against having children or none of that. It's okay if you don't want children. It's okay. But why has everybody else got to be like you? But then again, if you do want children and you talking about how useful is a man, and men the same way. This is not a debate about gender. So what do you think about all these different genders coming out? Let me see. I don't give a fuck. It's called, these are beings of energy. Hopefully they're turning and transforming into beings of light. But do you take your time? This is not a race. The urgency depends on how you see yourself, not as a improvement to be a better human, but to say, I'm tired of this human shit all the way. And don't be doing it as a novelty, because it ain't gonna work. Because what I just said ain't the new club. You ain't gonna be on Facebook. Well, you can do what you want to, but being on Facebook talking about, being human, oh, that's so yesterday. Now you're trying to popularize it, make it into pop culture. Oh, not being human. I started saying, I don't like you humans as a joke. And I ain't saying that because of me. It started floating around the internet. But it started floating around the internet. And the next thing I started seeing was all these people talking about being woke. I was at an event and I said a few things. Oh, he woke. I ain't say nothing because I understand where they coming from. What do you mean by woke? Woke. I just was on the inside laughing like I thought y'all was way better than that. Not that I'm looking down on them. No, I'm not looking down. Hell no. Listen, all those people up in there, they up in here and right here. So let's not get that twisted. They're my babies. But I'm like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Because if I'm 55 years old, I'll be 55. I got some years to go. I'm 42 now. But when I be 50, when I turn 55, if I want to pull out some Lego blocks and play with them, I'm going to play with them. But that's not going to be the measurement of me being 55. It's just a goddamn number. Because guess what? I am older than 55. I just said, okay, because I'm in this constructed piece of shit called a body, not saying, oh, your body must not be on nothing. You must not be. Nope, that's not it. I see it for what it is. But guess what? I don't walk around putting myself down, talking negative to myself. And plus, I don't spend a whole day talking about, oh, I got to watch how I talk to me. Oh, no. I'm already programming my mind every day. Look, nigga, get your ass up and get it done. Even if it's just watching YouTube and calming yourself down, watching cat videos, The Simpsons, The Sopranos, Married with Children, Malcolm in the Middle, or whatever show that I like. I use everything around me as a weapon to transform the inner me and the reflection out there that they call outside. Because people love that too. I'm outside. I'm outside. You niggas act like y'all, listen, like I said before, when they brought that COVID-19 down, right? When COVID-19 hit, which was all something to rob you of getting your ancestral energy, but even if you was in the house, but then you had those people that was just, that's just like, come on, man. What my man, from what's that? Curb Your Enthusiasm. JB Smooth, they call it DTM, doing too much. When COVID came, you niggas was doing way too much. Way too much. And if I was the type of person that would get embarrassed by somebody else's behavior, talking about, that's a reflection on me though. See, I come from a place where I learned what reflection really is, my nigga. And those that know, they know about what reflection is. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know. There's a certain culture that taught you about respect, reflection, discipline, education, economics, social reform, community building, all that. And everybody is saying the same thing when they gather up with their brothers in their group. Being black ain't enough. Talking about this right here. When we get old gracefully. Ooh, you don't look your age. Next time somebody say that to me, I'm like, first off, you got to know that I don't mean no disrespect when I say what I'm about to say. And I know genuinely or generally when people say that, usually some disrespect, but this ain't one of those times. And what age might that be? Because I am so old that you couldn't put a number on it. And if you start going into the, well, we know we the ancient people. No, that's it. Now, if you would like to know what age do I choose to identify as now, I would tell you 42, but I don't really go for that. Because when people I don't project myself out into the world as if, but if you ask, I ain't going to be on some old, well, I am the ancient man from Typhonia and I am older. It's the times and the tides. No, I'm just gonna be like, I'm 42 in human years. Other than that, I'm the oldest jerk in the universe, and I'm a trickster god. But that ain't the only kind of god I am. But I'm here to tell you, being black ain't it. Because guess what? You black when you with that person who all of a sudden just stop paying you any attention. You black when you with that person who you always arguing in a fight. Where's the black love, unity, all come together, peace and love, beloved? Where's all of that stuff at then? Huh? That's why you need some George G.M. James in your life. Is an author. Get you some George G.M. James in your life, okay? Matter of fact, this ain't for no status or nothing. This ain't no, I'm finna show y'all, put y'all up on something. I ain't putting you up on nothing. I'm sharing with you. Hold on, I'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. Stay right there, don't move. If you can help it. Oh, I gotta get that up. This thin little booklet right here, you see it, it's called the Book of the Law. On it, it says, Book of the Law, Aleister Crowley. Now, it's written in a complicated type of language that you can understand. Understand that. All you got to do is get out your own way. Stop trying to be this deep nigga to my, nah, bro, what you was trying to say, nah, bro, I said exactly what I'm supposed to say, how I said it, when I said it. Now, if there's some information that was misquoted, yeah, but trying to tell, no. If I said something and you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, nah, bro, this what it was for real, good, do that part. Please do that. Do that. I welcome that part, but like hearing me talk and then going listening to 5 different other people outside this and come back and say, nah, see, it's not nah, because you're going off what they saying, trying to correct me instead of you going into the book. Go into the book, read what I read, and come back and tell me what you found out of it. If you so inclined to do so. Is it a requirement? No. Am I putting you to task? No. That's your job. Put your own to task. I'm being sort of a language prude because Spotify for podcasters, even though they play rap music and all that other garbage on there, and I do rap music too, so mine is garbage too. They're so sensitive, but fuck them. But to our lovely sponsors at Spotify for podcasters, thanks, guys. But you heard what I said, though. This right here, Aleister Crowley's Book of the Law. They say it's written in a complicated language. All you got to do, I'm telling you, all you got to do is just say, hey, look here, man. Make it plain. Get in your zone with the ancestors and say, I'm finna read this book right here. Make it plain. Show me what I need to see in here. That's not being lazy. Bobby Hemmings said he bought a book. Cost him a grip, a decent little amount of money. And he only bought that book because of one page. One page out the book. Why he buy the book? Why he just didn't go in there and read the one page? Because guess what? Not only did that one page help him out, maybe The ancestors say, all right, now that you on this path and doing this right here, same path, just, different stops along the way. Go back in that same book with that one page and read this page right here. So it's good to have that page and that book with the whole book attached to it in case you need to go back in there for something else, smarty, for those who would get on that level. And I understand why you would say that. Because if you only needed that one page out the book, why buy it? Because it's the whole book with the pages in. Still good to read the book. Even though he said, I ain't read it. But guess what? Hey man, you ever read this book? Oh, I got that book at the crib. Yeah, such and such and such. Yeah, you can come on over and get it. See how we help each other out? So, what you're going to find out in this book is that these people were trying to get to where you're going. But Aleister Crowley, even though he appeared as a white man, is black. Don't believe me? All you got to do is get in the spirit realm, contact Aleister Crowley, and ask him. Don't say, why would I contact a spirit just to ask him is he black? And then tell me, that man ain't black. Understand that. Being black, talking about all that stuff about black girl magic, and it only equates to you opening up a few gas stations, doing some backflips, running fast on the track field. Those are side effects of having a physical state of being with your melanin. It's like saying, I'm proud of my legs because I could walk. You proud to have melanin. You talking about my melanin popping. That's like saying, ooh, my legs popping. They walking today. Wasn't your legs walking yesterday? Didn't your eyes blink when you wake up? Weren't you able to use your hands to brush your teeth? So you going, ooh, my arm popping. Hey, we in there. That's my advantage in the world, though. Guess what? That's your advantage in the world. But when they say the so-called race war and everything else pop off, you know what you're going to run to? A gun. When has guns ever been black people's specialty? Go back in history and look and see, did we stock up stockpiles of guns? Listen to me carefully, y'all. I just seen an article on Instagram. It's either going to be June 28th or the 27th, or July 28th or the 27th in Louisiana. Because we love places like that. Just so we can say, don't go down there. They'll kill you. You got to be careful. That's where the goons at. Well, let's talk about the goon states. Here's one of them in Louisiana. Either June or July. One of these dates, the 27th to 28th. Look up this article. Printed this year, not too long ago, in the state of Louisiana. Young adults, starting at the age of 18, will be able, look at me, look at these. At the age of 18, you will be able to carry a gun with no training, no permit, no mental health training and none of that. When I say training, that covers all grounds. So don't try to throw up nothing in the pathway other than, damn, what's my next move? You know what your next move is? Turn inwardly and start using your magical mind and say, I'm finna put an end to all of this. before the tragedies start happening. So you won't be triggered to be a physical black human being to my hands up, don't shoot. Oh no, you know what? You know what happens when that happens? While the so-called, and I'm not saying that they don't do it, I'm not downplaying it, but when the so-called police shootings happen, which they do happen, guess who's killing us in the meantime? Them same black people who you say my melanin is popping. Or are you excluding them and joining in the rest of the world by blanketing and condemning them and saying that's what's wrong? Or are you one of those, I'm a credit to my race? Now, you may not say it, but your actions speak louder than your words will ever do. They just said that if you 18, living in Louisiana, between the date of the 27th and the 28th, either in June or July, just go look up the article. I ain't making this up. It was presented by Say Cheese on Instagram. Everybody know who Say Cheese is. And it clearly states, with no permits, no training, no mental health evaluations, no nothing. Hey, you 18, you want a gun? Give me some money. Here you go. Have at it. Remember those "Hi, I am cocaine" letters that they used to sprinkle in the neighborhood? Remember those KKK letters? You doing a good job, nigga. We ain't got to do nothing else. Now, am I race baiting? Am I starting a racial divide conversation? No. All I'm saying is the people who are being manipulated, just like you, who in a worse position than you ever could be in. Because guess what? All you got to do is just get back on the ball. And when you die, guess what happens when you die? Guess what happens when you die? When you get back on the ball? You leave this entire thing, period, and you never have to go through this again. And this is not no, this is why we better than them speech. Hell no. Compassion says compassion, whether it's a cockroach, a so-called drug addict, a black man, white man, purple man, orange man, blue man, yellow man, dog, cat, rat, tomato, blade of grass. You have compassion for all living things because everything is oppressed on this planet. Anytime a cat has to eat a mouse or a fish, and a human being has to eat a chicken or a cow. That's what vegetables are for. Guess what? Vegetables live, they have consciousness, and they reproduce children just like we do. And they have hooked electrodes up to show that if you put 2 tomatoes on an electrode spectrum machine and you smash one tomato, that tomato goes into mourning. It's been proven. All of the, no man, they still figuring it out. It's not conclusive. They only doing that to fuck with you. They know it's true. This is an enlightened society though, where they pay men and women to run up and down a court and dribble a basketball and make fun of you because your IQ is probably about 65 or 25. Now, again, it's not about, well, slavery and this, that, and the other, but the nigga fights has turned into the gladiator sport of kings. UFC. Mike Tyson getting ready to fight again, if that fight hadn't already happened already. Huh? But make no mistake, Mike Tyson is one of the gods. And if you're looking for the gods to be this, he gotta look like Emotep. Barack Obama is a form of Emotep. Let me say that again. Barack Obama is a form of Emotep. When he got elected, they started comparing him to Emotep. Now, if you looking at, well, as a human being, he really didn't do nothing for black people. And as a human being, you ain't did shit for black people. Nothing. And you was in a position where you could have did it, and you looked at that person asking you for help, and you look like, shit, come on, man. So being black ain't it. Pretty skin ain't gonna do it. Oh, I don't eat that. I eat vegan non-GMO. Let me tell you something stupid. And I don't mean that in no insultful way, because you got to be dumb and out your goddamn mind to think that they're gonna actually give you some GMO free food that is non-GMO. When the last time you ever seen a real heirloom tomato? Unless you grew up on a farm and was properly trained at that, you don't know the difference. You don't. There's no debate on that. You couldn't tell me what a hormone-free chicken that's a real chicken that has been grafted down from the wild turkey and the guinea fowl and other bird species of that nature. You couldn't tell me. You don't know. You just saying what everybody else is saying. Oh, I eat non-GMO. I eat, my olive oil is pressed one time. But it's Hotep though, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if that's your measurement of being so-called black, you are in a world of trouble. So we talking about the root chakra first, because the root chakra is the beginning of your physical, like you can, like this, that's the beginning of your journey. That's where all of your emotions, thoughts, and how you see yourself and how the world will see you starts. Your securities, your insecurities, all of that. You want to know why you're so insecure? Either you have an overactive root chakra or you have a non-active root chakra. And if you don't know what the chakra system is by now, that's okay. All you got to do is just say, okay, Google, chakras for dummies. They got a chest for dummies. See, when you talk like that, people start talking about, they get offended. Until it's their time to tell somebody else about a certain such and such for dummies. Or you like calling people dummies out in the world. See, if you don't develop a healthy root chakra, your sacral chakra, so sorry to tell you, your sex life, how you create in this world, because your root chakra is a part of your, is a formative part of your creativity. That starts you on the journey of your creativity. Your sacral chakra, not only does it develop you in your sexual creativity, but like all of your creativity, singing, painting, cooking, all of that stuff is starting, that's your developmental stage in your sacral chakra. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's too much information out here. We are in the golden age where all things, all doors and books are open. The only secret is, there is no secret. I've been telling y'all this before we got to this point. In the age of belief. We're no longer in the age of belief. Either you know or you don't know. Being black ain't it, nigga. They locked you down because I told y'all the ancestors was coming back and they bringing somebody with them. And I told you they was going to use vaccines and a disease. And that's what they did. But all I kept seeing was people talking about they're moving military equipment. And I'm just going along with them. Because it's not my place to say, no, bro, this is what they really own. No, if you're able to research that part, you got to go a little bit further. And then some people, you just have to be that way with them. Not that I look down on them. No, it's called don't interrupt nobody's journey. Now, the only real crime that you can get charged with is denying somebody enlightenment. Hold up for a minute. All right, whatever. Message gets out anyway. But anywho's, that's the only real, that's the only real thing that you can do to go against people down here is denying somebody the chance for enlightenment, impeding their path to enlightenment. But other than that, there is no being talking about, oh, you did this today. Because if that being really had compassion for you, you wouldn't be trapped in this human body where every day you can do something and it's possible for you to do everything. All the stuff you look at other people, I'd never do that. You wake up and find yourself doing it. Because the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. In your root chakra is where you develop your emotional bond with everything around you, in your home, outside your home, and all of your relationships. Your sacral chakra determines how you will inwardly and outwardly, along coupled with your root chakra, deal with them on a every second of your being basis, not day to day. I'm talking about every, like that. So, if you had it hard at home and your mother was beating up your father, or your father was beating up your mother, or they was emotionally abusing each other, guess what? If you don't learn to heal and release from that, it's going to carry up to your sacral chakra, and guess what? All men and women, depending on what your flavor is, will be subjugated to your whims and the traumas you suffered in your sacral chakra, which will then have you developing past your formative years, if I'm saying that right, up until what's called your adult years in your solar plex chakra. So you went from adolescence to an adult, being that same hurt, scared, afraid to be vulnerable in your solar chakra. So again, in those first three regions, they're either overactive or not active at all. And if they overactive, guess what? You see those people, you be like, God damn, nigga, you got to be like this every day? Overactive. If they underactive, like, damn, man, that nigga damn near suicidal. Not active at all. People who have a balance in those, you be like, where that nigga come from? Because you're not used to seeing that every day. Which could be referenced as the good, the bad, the ugly. It's good to have them joints balanced. It's bad when they running amok. It's ugly when they not active and you damn near suicidal. Now, once you leave your body, depending on what state you leave your body, it could be a temporary release or a total freedom, which means I could either stick around on the astral plane and hang out here and still kick it with y'all on the astral plane though, or I can just say, I'm going completely up out of here, but you still got access to me. And how do you contact the person? It's called through libations and other means of necromancy. Libations is the simple form of necromancy. Cutting it dry. Libations is the simple form of necromancy. What are you doing when you libating a person? First off, you speak their name to keep them in remembrance. to keep their spirit alive. The soul is eternal. If you have a relative and they make the transition, or they AKA die, and nobody ever remembers them, speak their name, and they forgot about, their spirit dies on the astral plane until revived. But their soul is eternal. And your soul could get trapped in between. Who wants that? And whatever you was believing when you was on earth, that's what you go to meet up with, because you programmed your subconscious mind, which would be the only thing that's left with you, that's still creating for you. So if you created a place in your mind where, damn, I didn't get a chance to get right with God, I'm going to end up in hell. While you on that astral plane, you're going to experience that until somebody comes along to help you out. And guess what? You got some energies called the archons. And they got some energies that come along with them too. Archons and eons. And guess what they'll do? They will direct you right back down here into a human body, and you'll be back down here on your knees again, begging, talking about, oh, help me, Lord. So now you tell me, what does black man magic, as far as like swinging a baseball stick, dunking a basketball, that was so magical. Ooh, look all, you see those street performers doing all those different bends, twists, and turns with their body. You see how they be doing all those different dances? I'm not knocking that. Those are merely side effects to being physical and having a physical development of melanin. But if you only stop there, that's when you retard your melanin and you get trapped in the physical even more. The vibratory rate fell. We fell into these physical bodies. Here's a book that might help you out. Go read the Circle 7 Quran, where it talks about man's will being sluggish and fell into the physical form. That's what they was talking about. When you break that code, it's not to sound deep. Oh, bro, man, so what you think about? I don't care, man. I'm not here to tell you what I think about nothing, because that ain't what I think about. I'm thinking about why you niggas ain't sent me no money. But not really, though. Not for real. But guess what? When you start to read these books as the God, not the human, trying to prove something, it opens up to you. So when you in your root chakra and you seeing all of this stuff going on, these experiences must one day be revisited, brought up to the forefront, and released from your root chakra. And then you shoot up to your sacral chakra and release. You don't want to go through the world as a sexual deviant. That's not only restricted to those who rape. That's not only restricted to that. Because guess what? A sexual deviant is a person who says, fuck these hoes, this, that, and the other. Even though the word hoe is an ancient word. And for all you so-called pimping aficionados that's decided to join me today, this is not, yeah, right on, pimp on, brother. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that, nigga. We talking about the cosmic hoe. Something ancient that you need to read about. Go to Google and say, okay, Google, find me all the books that are in existence about Ishtar. And read as much as that stuff as you can until you find the story of the divine hoe. I got that. I got the name and the book written down around here somewhere. I'm gonna make it my mission to find that and give y'all that next time we in class. That book where she told homeboy that walked up on her and said, "Give me what I want. Let me test your vulva." She said, "Nigga, I'm ready to give you what I want. I mean, what you want. But go get your homies because you not finna last, nigga." She said, "I don't want no 2-minute nigga, and I don't want no two niggas combining together to be no 5-minute nigga. Cause when I get started, nigga, I'm going." She said, "Go get all the niggas in your area." And I'm paraphrasing. And I'm not just making this up in my paraphrasing to fit the narrative. No, nigga, I'm paraphrasing. And when you read it, you're going to be like, damn, what you said probably didn't do it justice. She was really on that. She said, "Go get them niggas. Because when I get started, I'm going and going and going." But if you only think it's just about her so-called being a thought, a runner, a this, that, and the other, all those other terms we like to use, a bust down and all of that, read all of the book. But read all the way up until you get to that part. So when you get to that part, your mind won't be in the gutter thinking that, oh, and it's, and let's just say, what if that was just it? So what? What about it? How does that affect you? Even if you're a woman. Ladies, y'all got friends and yourself probably sleeping around with multiple guys. But her business may be out there in the street more than others. And now all of a sudden she's an embarrassment. When the appropriate timing is presented, now she's an embarrassment. But ask yourself this question. How so is she an embarrassment to you? Come on, Black Girl Magic. And it's not to pick on women, men too. Because we the worst. Not saying that there's a worse in the situation, but I'm speaking what they would say figuratively, if that's the right word to use. Because somehow there's no shame in a man multiple partners until he get burned or something like that. Or, man, you cuffing her, and the nigga that's cuffing her, he got it made, and you don't even know why. And it's on a cosmic level. But ain't she taking in all those different men energies and all of that? Look, man, goddamn, it's called studying. Study. Read. Judge Roy Bean, you quick to condemn with no evidence, no fact finding, no fact checking. You just want to open your mouth and sound smart. And then post your Cash App and ask somebody for some money. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but I thought, since how you was presenting yourself, that you was working on something a little bit better. So now, if these first three, which is the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, if this is all out of whack, how the hell you think you're going to operate properly out of the heart? Your heart is still a cold, shut down, deceitful place, which will tell on you. Even though you operate as the scum of the earth out of your heart, it's still the truest thing in your body, which is your first brain. It's going to tell the whole world. You may be, yeah, ooh, beloved this, but the world can see, come on, man, motherfucker, you just, oh, you back with this shit again? Come on, man. You the bizarro world Sharif. You sitting on the beer cooler, but when they come, you hiding your beer. Keep y'all fools from drinking this poison. See, I don't drink 8 Ball. I drink imported slit smoke liquor. Or maybe you don't drink slit smoke liquor. My bad. Maybe you drink the king of beers, Budweiser. Or the champagne of beers. But isn't a beer a beer? It just depends on how they make it. But at the same time, guess what you're doing? You're drinking a beer. Malt liquor is still a beer. It's just classified differently. And it's the leftovers. But in essence, isn't it a beer? Now, depending on your understanding and your choosing to do, because guess what? C. Freeman L., one of the master teachers, drunk Old English 800. And you busy looking for God to be this, I am God. Guess what? You're going to be still down here like that Florida orange and that Florida orange juice commercial with the straw in your head. Your food. Where your black magic at? Where your black, well, I don't know what term niggas use these days, but whatever term y'all use, the same way black women say black girl magic, the same way they use that term, the same term, where that's at when that's going on. Or did you know that was going on? But you busy black bragging on being black, but you don't even know what's being done to you. And at the least of it, you think, oh, it's white people. Or you say, ain't no white people doing nothing to me. But you don't even know you're on the menu, if you even on the menu. Might have left you alone. Well, they always developing new ways to get you to react to something. You see some stuff on the internet, you be like, I know they doing this just to get some attention. Some of us could see through the bullshit and still want to and be looking around like, then when other people come, see, look at that. No, nigga, I saw you doing it. I don't give a damn. Do it, nigga. That's what Earth is for. Until you say, okay, enough of this. Not as the, ooh, they still on that. Look at them. I'm like, you just like them. You're not doing this because you want to help raise people up out here. You're doing this so you can go back and say, look at you. Occult studies, esoteric studies, and inner transformation is not the new club. Because when you get down to it and you start seeing certain symbols, y'all gonna start running back to that. That's the devil though. Ain't it? Right? Oh man, anyway, well, in Egypt they wasn't dealing with that. And then somebody go back and show you where them same people who you say, this white people stuff, and white people doing that, and that's the devil, and show you, well, hey, wait a minute, time out. That's where the devil came from, and it's not what you think it is. They was using that symbol right there. That's one of its first known terms. Because if you start using that term, original, shut up. You're having a brain fart and a panic attack at the same time. That's not a stroke of genius, by the way. Being black won't do it. Sorry. Being able to sing, flip, cook. We like to season our food. So what? And you got high blood pressure because you don't like to drink water. I know somebody who say they don't like the taste of water. Now, I get that if you're talking about sink water, because sink water will dehydrate you. It will. You ever drunk sink water and you had to drink it all goddamn day? And that's why I buy bottled water. You goddamn fool. You don't even know. There's certain types of bottled water. That's why there's so many of them. But guess what? What's the name of it? I'm going to get the name of that bottled water. And it's sold right now in the dollar store. And Savon Bomar put me up on it. It's a certain type of bottled water. They sell it in the dollar stores, and that's how they get you. That's how they get you. If you're gonna get a bottled water, I would suggest, now that's this is the new criteria. See, I got the real bottled water, y'all. Y'all need to get off of that. I'm gonna get the name of it. But if you're gonna look for it, it's got the red, it's got the it's like a burgundy-ish label to it. It's got the mountains on it. It kind of look like Ice Mountain, but it's not. I'm gonna get the name of that bottled water. But I'm telling you, I told y'all there's a company called Bechtel Water. That's what Fiji water come from. They own the water supply in Fiji. They own that. How could a person own the water supply? Go and look up Bechtel Water Company and see where they source their waters from, and then go look up Fiji water. The bottled water from Fiji, it comes from Fiji for real. And look up where they get the water from, and look up the company who sources that water and where it's sourced from. They were passing laws, and they're working on laws to charge you to breathe. Literally to breathe. And you talking about we trying to raise this place up as humans? Now, in our ancient world, we was at the height, and then we fell. So if we rise up again right now, say tomorrow we wake up and black people back on top, don't you know we can fall again, and we will fall again, because the vibratory rate, the vibration of this planet. But if you raising up as a human being, guess what? You will still be physical. So only thing you really trying to do is be able to go spend money at the mall. You so used to wearing Jordans. Ain't no nigga trying to go back to just only planting and getting rid of the cell phone. You a damn lie. If they take away the cable TV tomorrow, I'm sorry, your Fire Stick or whatever the new device is, because I'm a dinosaur. Don't mean that I ain't with this and that I wouldn't, hell no. Because when I get what I'm going to get and I get to doing what I'm doing, all of that stuff is necessary. Because guess what? All the stuff that's popping that you need to know and do the research, all of it is on that. So if you go on your Fire Stick and you look up certain shows, guess what? It's popping on there. If y'all haven't checked it out, check out Lovecraft Country. I know I'm late. Better late than never though. But I'm telling you, go look at Lovecraft Country. Go look at Lovecraft Country. I'm going to go look at that whole thing again. I took my time with that one. I had to curb that part of me, the one that just binge watched the whole thing. I'd have been done with it within a whole fucking day. No, nigga. Slow down. Slow it down. Nigga, I had to take my time. That joint, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Because you got to do some figuring out too. I ain't saying that you leaving it up to me, but it ain't up to me to figure out your reality. Because you're supposed to be the one in control of creating it. And right now, guess what? You're impulsive. So you're not in control of creating it. Somebody else is. So, if your heart all out of whack because of your first three, which is root, sacral, and solar, and your heart is all out of whack, and the throat chakra, nigga, you always lying, gossipy, angry, sad, depressed. You feel me now? Tough, talkative, all of that stuff. As a result of the first three being out of whack, now you operating out of your heart. It's like, come on, goddamn, nigga, what? What's wrong with this nigga? You said, like, every day y'all cool with this nigga? See, back in the days, it used to be like, oh yeah, that's just so and so. We all know how he is. We accept him anyway. And every once in a while, niggas may get into it with each other, but then it's back like this. Now, some people say it's scary, man, because, you know, old values. Guess what? Old values wasn't it either. It's just that there was a part of us that still saw us as energy trapped in these human bodies. So it's like, oh yeah, and even though it wasn't on some old, oh my beloved brother, you're trapped in the body. No. If you look and see, you looking for it to be this, hands across America, we are the world. No, nigga. It's that homie that check up on you every day. Not on no Facebook post status, not on some, if they ain't checking up on you, why you caring about people that ain't even, all these old crazy posts talking about why you giving energy to people. And it's like, nigga, you talking about the same people who you just so-called transformed from. The reason for your transformation is to lift those people up, not spread messages of separation. You making all of these, you think that's cute? Giving energy to people that don't get energy to themselves and all this other old stuff. It's like, nigga, enough. You look stupid. But then you talk about how black people ain't gonna never come together. The point is, we're not supposed to come together like you think. It's called having a like mind. As an individual, I still think the way you think as far as our transformation is concerned. I'm doing me, you do you. But as long as we on the same page mentally, both of us can get something done in our own way. And mainly, if I get to working on the inner me, transforming me, and saying, hey, look, that brother gonna change and get it done when he wanna get it done. Boom. Guess what? That radiates to him on the level where I ain't even gotta get involved in that brother's life unless I was put on the path for me to do that. And on the path, you would never know that I was working in that brother's life until it was revealed that, okay, all right, now we in your path, you know what I'm saying, which is all the same direction. We just going, you know, about our own way. And we end up talking about it. Oh, damn, yeah. Oh, y'all doing, yeah, okay. Instead of saying, look, yeah, man, you know, because that nigga want, you know, I was talking to him yesterday. You know, that man, you know, and basically putting the nigga business out there. It's not a social club, idiot. But there's some rotten people out in this world. Didn't you just make a transformation? Or so-called make a transformation? What were you? Well, I wasn't like that. See, there you go. There you go. Big eyes, little U's. Still think being black is what it is, huh? You don't even know how to be black. We used to get mad at what you would call white people, talking about, they trying to act black. If they don't act black, you failed your mission. And it's not to be insultful to nobody. This is not about black or white. No, this is about the human condition. We're all trapped in humanity, in case you didn't understand. You got white people that drive BMWs to work. You got black people that drive BMWs to work. You got white people that's on Link. You got black people on Link and white people on Link. Black people ride the train, white people ride the train. You got black people that's been taught to look at the world a certain way. You got white people that's been taught to look at the world a certain way. So, what you got to understand is if you operating out of your heart as a scumbag, guess what? You're going to be talking out your neck as a scumbag via the throat chakra. Always up in somebody's business. Always passing judgment. Always got to make a comment about something. Always talking about other people's stuff. All of the stuff that you see and you swear up and down, you so tired of, and you just gotta speak out. But man, come on, man, that's ridiculous. So you ain't gonna say nothing about it for what, nigga? What is you running your mouth about how these people, what they doing? How does that help the situation? You see somebody out in the street, they out of their natural mind, and you pull out your phone and start posting it to social media. And then you start talking about this is crazy. This is why black people ain't going nowhere. And all the other stuff you like to put up there. Don't give energy to people that don't give you the same energy. Nigga. Most of the time, niggas don't even know how to receive that type of love and energy. Because they not used to it. They suspectual of everything. A nigga come around and showing unconditional love, and then all the nigga know is that type of shit. Well, you know, I'm reserved. I pull my energy back, man. I'm staying out the way, man. I don't even deal with niggas. That type of person. They start seeing somebody showing them unconditional love. They don't know how to deal with that. Why is that such a crime for them to not know how to deal with that? It's not. It's because, number one, they don't know how to trust themselves. You ever put some money in your left pocket and then switched it to your right pocket and then start dividing it up and putting it in your shoes and socks? People on drugs ain't the only ones who do that, you know. You don't trust your goddamn self, but you proud to be black, right? Come on, hello, black people. Black people. Y'all seen that Dave Chappelle joint? Black people. Black people like talking about reparations. Where's your great grandmother, granddaddy, uncle, auntie, cousin? Why they ain't in the videos with y'all saying, okay, this is the new generation talking about it. Now let's get the perspective from a person who lived through it. This is what I think about reparations. Why y'all don't never have no in-depth interview with them sitting down in your video and saying, this is what we think about it. I don't never hear y'all saying, is there a price that they can pay you for the pain and suffering, taking your loved ones from you and selling them off? Is there an amount of money that they can pay you? Because when they did all of that, that's how the country got built. So don't talk about, we talking about reparations for the people who built the country. That is how the country got built, stupid. So there's no way you can try to cover it up. Just say you want some goddamn money for something that ain't got nothing to do with you. Because if you get a reparations check and there's nobody left alive in your family who went through the situation, how are you going to make it right with that now passed on ancestor? How you going to make it right with them? Beloved Hotep black people. How you going to make that right with them? And this is not to pour guilt, shame, whether you black, white, purple, pink, orange, yellow, blue. This is not to pour guilt, shame. All I'm saying is you are so proud, so dignified. Well, they owe us. Owe you for what? Well, we never got our comeuppance. And you think money is the answer? So in 100 years from now, you end up back in slavery again. All they got to do is just say, here's how we'll make it right. We'll give you some money. What if they gave everybody right now $10 million? All black people in this country got $10 million. Now, we ain't got to say that all that $10 million that we all just got will be useless because no service and goods. It offsets the economy. But what if they say, okay, we got a way where it won't offset the economy. But guess what? We're not taking paper money that we just gave y'all now. And we paid y'all off. The debt is paid. You can't charge them with nothing else. Because guess what? You didn't make the laws, the bylaws, and the policies, especially on finances, so they can easily just move on from the dollar to something else. And there ain't nothing your black ass could do about it. Except for, now we got to file petitions on that. And guess what you steady doing? Deprogressing. You set the black evolution on an energetic scale as the cosmic being back. Trillions of years. Getting involved in that. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying don't take the money if it's presented to you. Just don't be a fool and take the money with the strings attached to it if you can help it. But if they, look, if a nigga come up and say, look, man, check this out. Read this right here carefully. And if you agree with this, you can sign and get your check. Nigga, the money will be with you tomorrow. No stutter steps, no hesitation. And if you really need the money, I'm not saying don't do it. Don't be a fool, but don't be a fool either. Where your great-great-grandparents at? Aunties, uncles, the ones who you love to bring up in conversations. My great-great-grandma and them, they was sharecroppers. They was this. When you in your feel good, I'm black and I'm popping. Where they at when you talking about reparations? Do you invite all of them to the bargaining table? And why don't they have their own? Why y'all ain't set it up for them in this time to have a channel, a social media channel, that y'all walk them through the steps? And why you don't see them on the national front saying, this is our bargaining table, the original survivors of it? Holocaust survivors got their bargaining table. They got their bargaining table. What happened? So you can forget about the pineal gland and the crown chakra. You can forget about the third eye chakra and the crown chakra radiating anything. Because guess what? Here's what you must realize. You are operating still in darkness. You are operating in darkness. No light. For all you light versus dark, I'm a light worker. But yet, people be looking upside your head. Nigga, you ain't shit. I don't see nobody with a forum specifically dedicated to the survivors of the slavery era saying, this is what we think. And if you want to talk about reparations, ask me first, instead of all you niggas out here now figuring, oh, well, you know, we need to get paid. Where are the survivor forums at for these people? Jewish people got it. You don't see no Chinese people talking about it because guess what they did? You don't see no Japanese people talking about it because guess what they did? They industrialized. They're fighting in the world economy to be on top. Jewish people do what they always do. Guilt you into, oh man, we got to help them out, the chosen people. And for all you black Hebrews out there, I'm not putting nobody down. I'm not here to disrespect nobody. All I'm saying is, why aren't you going after the same thing they going after? Because talking about your reward comes when you leave this body and go to heaven. So sorry to tell you, that ain't what it is, brother. And I'm not here to debate something that I've already proven. So you left your body and did. No, nigga, I know where you get your information from. I know where it all comes from. How it all got started. And all the way up to the point where you're now ready, if that's you, hopefully not, that's ready to debate. I can walk you step by step, all the way from then up to right now, us holding this conversation right here on these live streams. Not as a know-it-all, but as a person concerned with the real you on the inside. That's going to go back to chilling and doing my thing and going back to working on my transformation as it transforms everything around me once this is over. Am I saying when this is off, I don't give a good goddamn about you? Just a little bit. Not so concerned as to, oh, I wonder what they doing. I hope they went out and read the books that I recommended. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Because whether you do it or you don't, that's on you. But I'm not finna waste my energy wondering about somebody on the south, east, north, west, the hundreds, all of that. For what? You would go crazy doing that. You go over there sharifing it, talking about, man, my brother, and niggas pull out guns, run you off because they in their madness. Not saying that that's what's gonna happen. But you get the picture. It's called when you put the focus inwardly. You busy worried about this person and you still holding on to something that happened to you in first and second and third and fourth and fifth grade. You think I'm lying? Wait till a situation pop up. You know, nigga, you inside that body. Nigga, you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. I need to get my get back. You got some niggas that want to get that nigga, but they scared to do it. But when somebody else do it, oh, here's the perfect example. Cooley High. Damien bust in to the party and see Cochise dancing with his so-called girl. They fighting. Cochise get the best of him. He got a black eye now. Now, instead of him, you know what I'm saying, getting with Cochise and settling this up, he wait till after Cochise and them end up in the car with Stone and Robert. They ride around in a stolen car. Long story short, the car crashes. Later on, all of them get caught. Mr. Mason, which is Garrett Morrison's character in the movie, gets Cochise and Preach out of jail. Stone and Robert see this, but they don't see Mr. Morrison doing that for him though. All they see is them being walked out of jail past just like the police always do, walk you past your homie. And it looks like, we ain't got to tell you who told on, I ain't got to tell you who told on us. So when they get out of jail and they finally catch up to Cochise, now this dude, Damien, he's standing there, yeah, they finna kick your ass. He wasn't saying that because, he believed they told on him. No, that nigga was like, I couldn't get you, but I bet you they can. So it's not to talk about black people as a separation. These the kinds you shouldn't deal with. No, I'm saying that's the reason. If you say you doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's the reason why you came back down here to earth, is to lift them up out of here and compassion. Get them up out of here. Just because a person fell asleep smoking a cigarette and their house is on fire, you're not going to go in the house and try to rescue them, but first give them a 5 and 10 minute lecture and then say, now let's get up out of here, or you're not going to lecture them afterwards. They already learned they goddamn lesson, nigga. They know next time, don't fall asleep smoking cigarettes. So how you ever expect to operate properly out of your third eye and your crown. You leave that open for somebody else to take control. And most of the time, if you operating in staleness down here below the heart and you sending all that energy up to the heart, guess what? You're not properly taking care of your pineal gland, so it's calcified, so that don't even matter anyway. It's just like operating without one. So you ain't even got to worry about your third eye. It's calcified anyway because your root chakra is still in that damaged, vulnerable state, which got you operating out of your sacral chakra as a madman. The solar plexus, you can forget about it. So in your heart is always, oh, my heart is cold. This, that. You got all these different names. Savage. All these different names to try to cover up the scars. You see all the names niggas be attaching to themselves. Every 15 posts is about your ex. And you got 15 different exes. Ain't nobody ever right for you, huh? That's what it is? Like these people literally picked you out and said, I'm finna make your life miserable. And don't give me that, they was showing me the signs, I should have did it. No, what you was, it was two hurt people came together. Neither one of y'all was ready to be vulnerable with each other. And that stuff that you wasn't ready to be vulnerable about, that was part of the reason why y'all couldn't move forward with each other. Because it's not about what didn't you just say it? We wasn't supposed to be, we can't, no. It's called you still walking around saying that even if you wouldn't have got together. Then it goes down to, well, that ain't my type. What do you mean you're a type? But if somebody let you know you ain't they type, now all of a sudden it's, why you say that? Nigga, oh, yeah, I wouldn't go with nobody like you anyway. But just before that, you was making plans to make bath water. So stop fronting, stupid. Stop fronting. You are a human being until you know that you're not a human being. You're just having a human condition. Why are you having that human condition? I don't know. That's what you're supposed to come to earth to find out. You came to earth with questions. You want me to tell you why you're a human being? To give me 75% of your money. You can live off 25%. You're doing it already. You paying bills, and then you got your leftover for your food. You got your loud bill. I'll take over that for you. Give it here. Let me show you what to do with that loud bill. You got your bottle bill. Let me show you what to do. Your shoe bill. All of that. And until I get me a car, you now owe me an Uber. Every time I need to go somewhere, hey, I need my Uber. Come on. Since you want me to determine what you're supposed to be doing next. That's how you move forward and grow. Now, how that sound, me saying that? I need to go drink some water just for talking like that to y'all. I wouldn't even want to live in a world if that's how it is. Being black ain't it, nigga. Having melanin ain't enough. Because when you niggas go out to, oh, it's too hot. I'm going to go outside after 5 o'clock when the sun go down. But you got melanin, though. Black people. And science and everything else has proved, not that we saying, oh, they the lab rats, this the special circumstances. White people have the capacity to make the transformation and to make the quantum leap. The same thing you're going to do if you on top of your stuff when you leave your physical body. So if you're still looking at this as a racial thing, you still lost. Hopelessly lost. Being black ain't enough. My melanin popping, black don't crack. You know why black don't crack? Because you're only using your melanin just to say, oh, I'm eternally beautiful. You're not even really using it. It just sticks to the surface. I can use my melanin for whatever I want. And I'm still figuring it out. Not that I have arrived at some place and, ooh, this is what y'all need to aspire to. No. I be so glad when I get out this body, but I'm having tons of fun while I'm in it. I get to meet all sort of people. Have all sort of great experiences. Nigga, I do astral travel, soul traveling. That's when you go past the astral plane. Get into that, what you call deep sleep. Wake up at 6 o'clock, go back to sleep. Wake up, it probably be 9 or 10. Feel like I've been asleep since yesterday, but not all sluggish and tired. Am I saying this on some old, how do I do that? Start doing it, nigga. I ain't doing nothing that you're not capable of doing. We all do the same thing. Talking about black people. So, for all those black people that saying white people stole our stuff, yeah, all right, you can say that, but you want them to have it. Because guess what? This ain't got nothing to do with no racial nothing, but we created them. We brought them to this reality. Why wouldn't you want them to have it? You damn fool. So you're going to bring a cat in your house and not feed it and take care of it? Not comparing them to cats and dogs. But I'm just saying, you're going to have a child and not take care of your child? I'll leave you to think about that for a hot second. It's called compassion, dum-dum. You know what compassion means? Unconditional love. No type of conditions. No, yeah, but you got to do this. No, it's called, if that person, whatever their traits are, whatever their character defects and flaws, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is, you allow them to address that and deal with it in their time. And when they need your help, you're there without question. Without you talking about, yeah, you're only there to help them as it's needed. Not you constantly telling them, if you do it this, no. You inspire them on one level. Inspiration is useful, but don't be stuck in trying to only inspire a person. You help them realize that, hey, first off, you really don't even need inspiration. Get up and do it. You see through their BS. You say, look, man, I'm not going to sit by and let you do that. But I'm not going to lecture you and tell you what to do. And I'm definitely not going to do it for you. Now, if you need my help, I'll help you. But other than that, 99.99999% of this, you got to do. Without me coming around with some conditionary clause that allows for me to step out in front of people and say, this is my protege. Or say you get into an argument. If I wouldn't have did that, you would have never been able. Because people love trying to tell you what they think they did for you. When really, if you're helping somebody, it's supposed to be for you. So it's cool to be black. It's cool to be black. I ain't saying stop saying black magic and all of this. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is if all you can do is brag about having this type of skin, who you putting on for? So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And that's what this is. Give you the proper term with this. Say it with me, y'all. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Ain't gonna work for you. It's okay. It's cool. It's a great novelty to have. But that ain't it, pal. So I'll see y'all next time. Y'all got all my information. I posted it on all my pages. Do with it as you will.